Order, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, March 28th, 2016. The roll will show that all members are present with the exception of Councilwoman Makowski and Councilwoman Abdo.
They're excused.
So noted. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6A, clerk's report, 6B, treasurer's report, 7, public comment, 8, unfinished business, 9, new business, 10, communication, 11, warrant 16-06, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
2A, for approval are the minutes for the regular council meeting held on March 14th, 2016.
Move for March 14th, 2016.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held March the 14th, 2016. Mr. Wadsworth? Yes. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First, I'd like to, the chair go recognize Councilman Wadsworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like a retirement resolution for Kim Matthews, who retired on March 1st, and I'll expand on it if somebody will support it. Thank you. Kim Matthews worked for the animal shelter for 28 years. She served 4 different administrations, which means that she was an employee at will, which means she was obviously doing a good job. She was a good friend of mine. She was dedicated to the Romulus animal shelter, and her last day of work was March the 1st. On a personal note, prior to Kim coming there, the Romulus Animal Shelter was known for one thing, and that was to catch, kill, and shoot as many as they could out there. I'm talking about cats and dogs now. And when Kim got there, and I'm only going to mention Kim Matthews tonight. I will mention no other names. There are hundreds of people that have done a heck of a job there, and as of today are still doing a good job there and volunteer their time. And this will be the only name I'm going to mention. I appreciate what she did, especially back in 2003 when this council, along with then Councilman Burcroft, we set up a fund to raise funds for the shelter. And Kim went out and talked to schools, and when she would go to the schools, I tell the story, she talked to the kids to go home and tell your parents that there's a councilman that wants to raise money to build a animal shelter. And I could tell the days that she went there, because I would get the phone calls from the parents telling me they were going to do a spaghetti dinner, they were going to do a bowl-a-thon, or whatever they did that they were going to do. And because of her effort, I appreciate her, and she'll be sadly missed as an employee, and I wish her nothing but the best the rest of her life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Choate, for a resolution for Kim Matthews.
For discussion, Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I just wanted to
discussion,
also add that we thank her for years of service and wish her the very best in her retirement. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. At this time, I also like to bring up David Jones.
I'm David Jones of St. John's Lodge, number 44th Street in Central Masons, Prince Hall affiliated, where Brother Ezel Whitman, our worshipful master. I come here tonight to promote our prayer breakfast, which is one of our major fundraisers for our youth day we have in August. Our prayer breakfast is April 16th, Saturday, April 16th at 9 a.m. at the Wayne Tree Manor on Van Warren. And I was just coming to promote it. Me and my junior warden, Brother Curtis Hall, coming to promote prayer breakfast and help build up our, get ready for our youth day. Whereas we get out, we give some school supplies to the youth and have a lot of fun. And we also want to push for our St. John's against the city softball game again, where we have a lot of fun. We go get the date together, and we probably have it down at the St. John's Park on Beverly Road, where we will have plenty of fun as we did before.
Mr. Jones, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
That was the city versus St. John's.
Yes.
Who won that game?
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Oh,
You won that game.
oh, okay, thank you.
You won that game. We'll give you. I will admit to that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
But there's more coming.
All right. All right,
You
great.
will admit to that, Mr. Barton. I will admit to none.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Mr. Jones from the council, mayor? Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones.
I would just like to add, Mr. Chairman, that I know they do this breakfast every year, and that's a huge contributor to allow them to do their youth programming. So if you want to come out and be a part of it, great. If not, if you can donate towards that, because those funds are used in, August, typically when they have their youth day. So we appreciate all the good work that they do, and we'll be happy to try to coordinate with them a date that works to also do a rematch for softball. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next, I'd like to, just to make an announcement, the Wayne County announced their 2016 household hazardous waste collections. Wayne County Department of Public Services will offer 4 countywide household hazardous waste collections this year. The collections are designed to accept unwanted household chemicals for proper disposal. Last year, more than 7,000 Wayne County families helped to properly dispose of 937,706 pounds of household hazardous waste material. I'm gonna give you 4 dates of these collections, then I'll repeat them as the dates come up. Saturday, April the 23rd, it's gonna be at the Huron High School, located at 32044 Huron River Drive. That's in Huron Township. On June the 18th is at Henry Ford College. On August 13th is Westland Shopping Center in Westland. And October the 8th is at Wayne Community College in Northland Road in Taylor. As these dates come available, I'll announce more in detail. Each collection will run from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is for Wayne County residents. Residents will be required to show a valid driver's license or tax bill as proof of residency. All waste material must be from residential sources. Acceptable items include household paints, stains, floor care items, furniture polish, bathroom cleaners, lawn and garden chemicals, antifreeze, fluorescent and compact fluorescent light bulbs, old computers and TVs, pharmaceutical waste, non-controllable substance only, and medical sharp and puncture-proof containers will also be accepted. If you want more information, I'm gonna give you a phone number, and you can contact the Wayne County Resource Recovery Coordinator at area code 734-326-3936. That number again is 326-3936. That concludes the chairman's report.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make a motion to accept your report.
I'll support that.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, treasurer, clerk, and audience. Tonight, real quick, quote that I forgot ties into a program we have coming up next month, and it's about heroes. And the quote goes as this: "A hero is an ordinary individual doing extraordinary things without any expectation of praise or credit." And that was one of the best definitions I found of heroes. We're having a hometown hero event coming up in April. This year, it's going to be April the 15th at the Romulus Athletic Center. And kind of the change in some of the planning and organizing is that we've had now 3 different Citizens Academy groups, two that have graduated and one that's currently going on. That group is actually involved in kind of the coordination and working with our team to do that. So we have not just public safety, but other categories that will be recognized. So it's a good time. Please come on out and support that event. We have a lot of other things going on, so if we could, Roger, run the quick video clip, and then I'll get into some other items in my report.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dancy. Here's what's coming up around Romulus. The first week for yard waste pickup is April 4th through the 8th. Sunday, April 10th is the RHS National Honor Society's Chad Tuff Bowling fundraiser, and the Recreation Department is in need of instructors for the summer. For the full list of activities needed, please visit our website. Remember to stay tuned in following this meeting for our complete news show, or visit our website for more information on any of the events and programs we mentioned today. Thanks, and have a great week, everybody.
Thanks, Jazz. Thanks, Roger. One other thing that I did want to just cover some data. It came up in a prior meeting is I wanted to ask Suzanne Marino to come up briefly and share some good news. You know, often the RAC comes up about information. I gave council a detailed packet prior with some good news in it, but I asked her just to come and share. She has just, you know, weekly meetings with the management at the RAC to go over both, not just the financial side, but herself and Tim often will sit in on just to make sure that things are going well. And she shared some things with us at our last weekly meeting, so I thought, why don't we pass that on to City Council? So, Suzanne?
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Council, Clerk Treasurer. As you know, the RAC celebrated their 8th birthday celebration, March 20th. It was the busiest 3-day weekend in the history of the RAC. They actually had 208 memberships sold and renewed in that 3-day period. They are currently at about $102,000 in excess of revenue this year versus last year. They have 4,347 total memberships, of which 63.7 come from outside the city. So people are coming to Romulus. Over 6,000 people coming into the city using those memberships. Their Silver Sneakers membership is at 1,175, which is an all-time high for the RAC. The RAC is doing extraordinarily well. Like the mayor said, we do have weekly meetings with Andy. Tim and myself do. Andy is very on top of everything, very involved, very engaged in all of the programs that go on there. And you know, I think has done a 360 and is doing very well. So I just wanted to bring some good points to you and make you aware, and are happy to do so on a monthly basis if that helps as well.
Yeah, Susan, I also like to bring up that every time I go to a RAC, it's a lot of people, residents, even from other communities, really compliment the RAC. They really say it's second to none. It's just so glad that they have a place they can go where people are friendly and they're professional.
I personally know a lot of people that live outside of Romulus that have memberships at the RAC that say nothing but good things about it. So I just wanted to bring those things to your attention.
I also wanted to dispel one thing I hear is people say, hey, you offer these deals to these big companies and so forth. That hasn't happened since the inception. That was initially started to help build up membership. We have not, and actually, we looked at some of the data on some of those and what they're paying and the usage that they're actually doing. We're coming out ahead on those. We're not offering other incentives like that, but when the RAC first started, yes, that was the philosophy then, was to kind of jumpstart it with members. So we're not actively doing that, nor are we outselling memberships at lower rates than what are advertised. The other thing I wanted to mention, and we tried to get it so that it would happen this meeting, but due to scheduling, every year we have the Mayor's Challenge, Fitness Challenge, and we're hoping to have that next meeting. So we actually, we used to do it at the RAC, but we thought it was kind of fun last year to bring the participants here and the winners. So our plan is, schedule permitting, to try to bring them out to the next meeting. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, few things in my action item for a report tonight that I did want to cover. First one you have is 5A, and what you have is a request to concur with the administration and adopt a resolution for a monthly payments based on a 1% of the monthly sewage flow to Wayne County sewage system.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion
Okay.
to concur with administration and adopt the attached resolution for monthly payments based on 1% of monthly sewage flow to the Wayne County sewage system.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution for monthly payments based on its 1% monthly sewer flow to the Wayne County sewer system. Any discussion?
Just in discussion, that 1% isn't going to go on the tax, but the residents won't see that. That 1% is what all 13 communities in the DUA system, we're actively negotiating with Wayne County to purchase that downriver sewer system. That 1% is what's going to cover the cost of administrative fees and lawyers to make that transaction happen.
Okay. Thank you. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is B, and that's request to concur with administration and adopt a resolution of acceptance of streets and street certification to indicate the streets located in the fairways of Gateway Subdivision Number 2 in order to obtain the funding from the state of Michigan. That's the Act 51 funding.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, and
Support.
I've got discussion.
Okay. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with the administration and adopt that attached resolution for acceptance of streets and street certification to dedicate the streets located in the fairways at Gateway Subdivision Number 2 in order to obtain funding from the state of Michigan. Discussion.
And I guess my question would be, the mayor, this is a financial gain for us, right? I mean, this
Yeah,
is,
we have not had these eligible for Act 51
we're
dollars
talking
at
about the
this
whole
point.
area, the whole
Yep, sub 2.
streets. All right, fine.
Okay. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is item 5C, and what you have is a request to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into an attached agreement authorizing the city to continue to purchase office supplies via the Office Depot South System online ordering platform under America Saves program through June 30th of 2018, and that's part of the Michigan Intergovernmental Trade Network.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement authorizing the city to continue to purchase office supplies via the Office Depot South System online ordering platform under
Support.
the America Saves program through June 30th, 2018.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached agreement authorizing the city to continue to purchase office supplies via Office Depot Soft System online ordering platform under the American Saves program through June 30th, 2018. In discussion? No discussion. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you, council. Item 5D, What you have before you is a recommendation to concur with administration award bid ITB 15/16-20, construction for the contract of abandonment of an water main line on Middle Belt Road between Wick and Goddard Road. The amount's $378,431.02, and our finance director, Susan Marino, has verified those funds are going to come out of the construction account. And as you remember, we talked about that prior. That's going to switch over to another line.
Move, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to concur with administration award ITB 15/16-20 to MK Construction for a contract for the abandonment of an 8-inch water main on Middlebelt Road, and that's between Wick and Goddard Roads, in the amount of $378,431.02. In discussion. Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last item before you is item E, and that's just a request to increase the 2015 CDBG allocation based on the revised sub-recipient contract that's attached, and you can also see the attached memo.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I'm going to make a motion that we increase the 2015 CDBG allocation based on the revised subrecipient contract.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to increase the 2015 CDBG allocation based on the revised sub-recipient contract. Choate.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor.
6A is the clerk's report, and we do not have anything to present this evening. For your information, we provided a notice of hearing for the natural gas customers of DTE Gas Company. That is to be held on Tuesday, April 19th, 2016 at 9:00 a.m. And the Wayne County-sponsored household hazardous waste collections, that information has already been presented by our chair. With that, we'll close out the clerk's report, and 6B is a treasurer's report.
Good evening. I do not have anything to report under the treasurer's report, but I do want to say happy birthday to my son. He turns 16 tomorrow, so happy birthday to him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what? I am so sorry.
The 11th of April, you
You have something. I am respectfully requesting a study session with Romulus City Council for the purpose of discussing second quarterly investments.
So move for the 11th of April.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for the study session on April 11th, 2016, to discuss our second quarterly investments. And the time,
It's 5:45.
5:45. Thank you, Treasurer.
Thank you, I appreciate it. All set.
Roll call, I'm sorry. I'm so used to the treasurer making requests, I say, wow. Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is a portion of the agenda that's set aside for those in the audience that would like to have comments. If you choose to do so, raise your hand. After being acknowledged by our chairperson, approach the podium and state your name and address, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. And we do not have any written requests this evening.
Request from the audience. Yes, Ms. Williams.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Clerk, and Treasurer. here because I was informed, well, first of all, I'm gonna start with this. On February 22nd, I came before council and informed them about a resident using the city address. On March the 7th, the mayor stated that the address was being used unintentionally. You know, like he wasn't familiar with it. Let me give you time frame of events. For the record, August the 12th, the document was faxed to the Michigan Department of License and Regulatory Affairs to establish the Romulus Outreach Center, Inc. January the 12th, Romulus Outreach signed a contract with the school, Merriman School, I'm sorry, for $1 a year. May of 2015, I contacted the mayor chief of staff, Mr. Dickerson, and informed him that a city employee was using the city address, and he stated that he would speak with him. Now, on March the 22nd, I didn't mention anything about the state of Michigan. Mr. Burcroft, for the record, that document that I gave to you and the council to review, it had nothing to do with the state of Michigan. I was very aware that that address had been changed with the state of Michigan. That document was pertaining to the Romulus School District. On July the 27th, that's when the city employee changed the address with the state of Michigan after Mr. Dickerson spoke with him. November the 13th of 2015, I came across the bill that was addressed to the Romulus Outreach Center, but the address was the city address, and that's the document that I brought to council on February the 22nd. February the 23rd, the day after the council meeting, he did go and change the address. So as of February the 23rd, the address has been changed to a P.O. Box. The Romulus City Charter, under 4.16, states private use of public property. No officer or employee of the city shall devote any city property or labor for its own personal use. So, can the council tell me who is responsible for enforcing the city charter, the ordinance?
Anyone want to comment on that? Normally our attorney would more or less tell us what the charter really would entail and how to enforce it. Probably an attorney, city attorney.
So I know the city charter states what I just read, that you can't use it for personal use. So there's nothing in the city charter or the city laws or ordinance that backs that up?
The only thing that I would say, if I seen a violation of the city charter, I would consult our city attorney and ask for an opinion.
So is anyone willing to do that?
We looked at the address and it was changed. I mean, I was satisfied with it. I don't know what they were wanting to do there.
I'll address it under unfinished business, Mr. Chairman, in order to expedite public comment.
Right, okay. All right.
Well, Mr. Mayor, and see you addressed that under unfinished business. This is my point. You brought up the document that you showed on the 7th. That was a state document. That wasn't the document that I presented to you on the 22nd. So I don't know what reason you would present that to council as the address was changed, because that was the state document, and I never mentioned the state document. I only spoke of the document, the invoice for the bill from the school district.
Okay. What we'll do, Ms. Williams, we'll give the mayor unfinished business or to explain that in detail.
Well, he don't have to explain it, because I already see what's going on. So
Okay.
I'm just bringing this back to council because no one said anything. And it definitely was not true of what the mayor said. The document that he presented to the council, that's not the document that I was speaking of. So I just wanted to make that clear, because that was a state document that was a document that was registered with the state of Michigan. That wasn't the invoice for the bill.
Okay.
What bothered me is on the 22nd at that council meeting, Mr. Dickerson got so angry, he called it BS. But what Mr. Dickerson was accusing me of was saying that I was speaking of the document from the state, and I wasn't. So I'm making this clear. So Mr. Dickerson can speak if he would like. The problem with many cities today is that people like to complain, but then they won't do anything when they see something is wrong. I just wanted to leave Mr. Dickerson because I really seen him in a whole different light that night after the council meeting. He became so angry, he felt that I had no right to say what I said or ask any questions. I want Mr. Dickerson to know we did not elect him as mayor, and no one voted him as a king. He's an employee of this city, and that's it. He's not a dictator, and you cannot disrespect or overrule no resident. You work for the people. That's how you get paid. So whether you like what a resident say or not, you need to keep your mouth. Because to say that you're so angry, out of the kindness of my heart, some residents wanted to file with the state. I went to Mr. Dickerson to let the council know and told him what was going on, giving him the opportunity to straighten it out. Did I?
Well, it would be
So,
unfair. It would
well,
be-
we already see where his head is at. So my thing is this. I wanted council to know, Mr. Barton, okay? I wanted to make clear. It doesn't matter. I have every document. I don't know what this council was doing where they can't do their own research. They leave everything up to the mayor. The council is the legislative body, the check and balance. That's why I address the council. Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience? Mr. Miller?
You still on? Charles Miller, 11439 St. Aloysius, Romulus, Michigan. Guy with the big cactus in his yard. That's me. You know, I'm always interested in how people phrase things, because you can get a lot of insight into how people phrase things. For instance, when talking about the rack, it was stated we have done a 360 degree, which means a complete turnaround. Now, does that turnaround include the $746,000 that was infused into this wonderful rack which you speak so highly of? And it is a good facility. I agree wholeheartedly. And I wish it would pay for itself. You have 1,000 silver sneakers. And these folks are very lucky people. What silver sneakers means is that their insurance is paying for their membership. And that's a wonderful thing. But there's plenty of people that cannot pay that membership, who are residents of Romulus, who helped pay the bond that built it, and yet they can't use it. The location of it is out of the ordinary in consideration to the way the city is laid out. But beyond the scope of that, I hope that indeed it is going to be what's called a break-free facility, as the illustrious Mr. Keyes said on many occasions to me, which never has quite risen to that point. But I would hope that indeed it is going to be a break-free facility. That meaning that we don't have to, once again, double dip into the taxpayers' pockets and pay for a facility. Prove me wrong. I'll be watching.
Any other comments from the audience? If there are no more comments, we'll close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
Unfinished business? Yes, Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Chairman, good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to address a couple points. A couple meetings back, you asked me to investigate an employee that had was using a city hall. I did do that. I got back to you with a complete report. I know a couple council people had questions. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer. That evening, we were submitted, and I think the clerk provided copies from what was submitted from a bill from the schools. Basically what we looked at is there was a short time frame where a nonprofit was using that until a P.O. box was established. That was immediately corrected. Our attorney is aware of it. If council wants any other further action, we'd be happy to look into it. But at this point in time, unless you have some other direction for me or investigative, or you feel that something else needs to be done, I've answered you, and I feel we've answered you to the extent that there was no personal gain in this. It was a nonprofit. The initial intent was to help set up a food pantry for the community. So no personal gain, no violation in charter, according to our attorney or anyone else. But anything you want me to do, I'm at your direction. If you, so be it, need me to investigate anything else, I'll be happy to do it. Or you're welcome to talk to the attorney as well. So I just wanted to comment on that. The RAC, the reason we're sharing information on the RAC is to share the positive. And, the RAC is going in the right direction. And all we're trying to do is share data. That handout that we gave you, membership is beyond any expectation that we had. I think the RAC was a huge endeavor to take on, especially during very turbulent times. But I think it's in a much better position, that's the phrase I will use, than it ever has been in. We've had our challenges with the RAC, and all I've asked Suzanne and her team to report on is just how we're doing. You'll have a chance with the budget coming up again. We're in the budget process, so you'll hear and you'll see the data in that. And if you have any questions about the RAC or anything we're doing, I think the good news is we had a successful anniversary weekend, one of the most successful. So if we're getting criticized for that and making progress there, council, you must be doing a good job. So thank you for that. And any other data you need to back up that or with the budget, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 9 is new business.
Mr. Barton.
Yes, Mr.
If
Wadsworth.
I could, I'd just like to announce that by popular demand, the 12th annual Romulus Animal Shelter Bowl-a-thon is going to be held again on May the 13th, dedicated to Frank Ayers. And Mayor Burkhoff is paying for the pizza. As of 1 o'clock this afternoon, already 5 of the lanes have been filled. So if you're interested, stop by the bowling alley and register, or give me a call at home and I'll take care of it. Again, I'm looking for people to volunteer, giving prizes. And when this event is done, we will have raised, not with this event alone, but since this process started in 2003, it'll be over $250,000 has been raised through the people of this town and the volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
All right, if there's no more new business, then number 10 is communication.
On the communications, I just want to congratulate the National Honor Society last week from the high school and middle school, and Ms. Abdu, Councilwoman Abdu, did a great job, her and with a lot of other people that ran that program. I'd like to thank my grandson, John Barton Clark. He made the National Honor Society. He's an athlete, basketball player, and just a role model for kids that's coming along that can play sports and make good grades. So just a shout out to the National Honor Society and all the students at the high school and the junior high. Thank you.
Number 11 for approval is warrant 16-06.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cho.
I would like to make a motion that we approve warrant 16-06 in the following amounts. General fund would be $68,200.97. Major street fund, $7,502.81. Local street fund, $6,541.34. Cable TV, $270.92. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $407.22. Oakwood Special Assessment, $276.18. Community Employee Activity, $207. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $78,780.14. 911 Service Fund is $7,570.44. Law Enforcement, $760.21. Narcotics forfeitures, $29.65. Library Fund, $7,232.79. DDA, $841.82. Tifa District 2, $2,882.17, and the Water and Sewer Fund, $510,849.46. Motor Vehicle Fund is $35,202.33. Technology Services, $37,962. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $189,166.77. Revolving Fund, $2,005.40. Current tax is $198,701.69. Delinquent Personal Property Fund, $6,865.91. Payroll Fund, $223,423.93, for a grand total of $1,385,681.15.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Choke, supported by Mr. Kraut, to pay warrant number 16-06 for $1,385,681.15. Ms. Choke?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 16-06 will be paid.
12 is adjourned.
So moved.
Report?
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Choke?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned, and thank you.